So I noticed in the comment section, I have a lot of men saying that I give, the Rasta something, and saying that because I mentioned that I had a on and off BV at the time, it meant that I was the one that gave him something, or not him give me something. I have a lot of friends that works in medicine and medical field, and something that I learned about Jamaicans is that Jamaicans are not aware about STI, STDs, and even HIV/AIDS overall. People are very ignorant. People are very arrogant when they hear anything about disease. A lot of people don't tend to go to the doctor. A lot of people living in Jamaican society sick and don't know it until it's too late. So in this video I'm going to let you guys know or educate you guys on the vagina on certain STIs, okay? All right. So I did spoke about BV, which is bacterial vaginosis. Bacterial vaginosis, it's like something that could come from like stress, hormonal issues. It could actually come from a guy too, but I struggle with depression, and depression have really contributed to my body having all sorts of problems, including my vagina health. So basically I've had BV since I was like young, like since I like started this my period. That was when I basically found out that I had depression, like when I was 13, 14 years old, I believe. And I kept on having BV to the point where I was so frustrated, and it stopped. It literally stopped a few years ago, because I don't know why it stopped, but it just stopped. I remember being frustrated as a teenager, asking the doctor what is wrong with me, and doctor said that it will go away on its own and stuff like that. So BV can be caused by like stress, hormonal issues, and stuff like that, which was my main reason of having BV, because at the time when I knew that man, I wasn't seeing anybody at all, so I wouldn't have had anything. And at that time too, every year I would do STI 9 and make sure that I was okay, because I wasn't actively working in the adult industry, so I didn't need to do a test every week or anything like that, because I wasn't doing nothing at all with anybody. So I want people to understand that's what BV, how it looks, is like it's white and it's thick, and sometimes it may come with scent, sometimes it may not. So it come with, if it does come with scent, it come with like a fishy scent, and it's not a STI, by the way, but it, as I say, caused by stress, hormonal problems. Sometimes your partner could give it to you, but yeah, that is what BB is. Now I did spoke on trick, which was what he gave me. Trick is like green discharge or light green discharge, like not necessarily green like grass green, but it's like a light green type of discharge with like the discharge looking clumsy or something like that. And basically you get a fishy odor, like a really strong fishy scent. Like you can't really know when it's really happening to you, because it's very obvious, like it's really terrible, with the itching and stuff like that. So that's basically what trick is. I did not give him anything, he gave me something. At the end of the day, I can't even explain certain things to certain people, because I know the culture and the group of people that mainly watching these videos. Their mindset is just to blame and to just tear down woman. Even some woman may say, I call me stinky dinky, and I call me all sorts of name, and I talk about also me stink and stuff like that. And I had told that story and explained that this man had gave me something. I never told nobody that I was walking around with a stink coochie. I was home for like 2 days and I saw the symptoms, and I went to the hospital right away, because I am very open about my sexuality and my vagina. I take care of my vagina. I would never be the girl to go to a man and know that my vagina have issues. That would never be me. You would never see me go to a guy and know that I'm smelly or having issues with my vagina. That could never be me. It could never ever be me. So just to get that out the way, and also to get this out the way is people must know the difference between BV, yeast infection, and STIs. yeast. You can get it from tight pants, you can get it from just sitting down on certain places, you can get it from tight panty, you can get it from eating certain food, you can get it after your period. Sometime after your period you get into yeast because of whatever pad you was using. It could be chemicals, it could be your deodorant that throw off your pH. It's a lot of things that actually throw off your pH. Even condoms too can give you yeast. So people must understand, and females overall I think need to understand about their vagina and stop shaming other women for talking about certain stuff. I think the society that we live in always tend to shame women instead of actual men, which most times are the ones that even throw off our pH. Like when a guy not in you, he could actually throw off your pH. A guy sleeping with a bunch of women, he could literally give you BV. Okay, he could literally throw off a pH and give you BV or whatever it is that that these women are whatever are spreading. So it could go both ways. I don't know why is it that a woman, well, me, has been shamed for talking about this situation and actually mention that this person gave me a STI when I'm always being tested, when I'm always aware. I'm always warning people about situation, telling people stories about HIV, telling people about me seeing people going through HIV and stuff like that, because I want to spread awareness. Also, I have friends in medicine, so I know certain stuff in regards to STI and HIV, yes. So I don't know why people are trying to shame me and trying to tell me that, oh, you're this or that because I said that somebody gave me a STI. No, something is wrong with some of y'all. Anyways, I advise every young person to actually get a STI 9, not every 3 months, not every 6 months if you're promiscuous, right? Because I can't tell you what to do. But if you're sleeping with a bunch of people every few days, every few weeks, it's only right for you to get tested very often, every month or every 2 months, whatever it is. But I actually think that the 3-month window, the 6-month window, it's not safe. Us adults start get tested like every week if possible. I don't shoot regularly. I don't shoot because I don't necessarily work mainstream, but I have access to mainstream stars. So I don't have to do tests like every week, but those people that work very often have to do tests. But my thing is that with regular people, I call them y'all vanilla people, I think the window, 3-month window, 6-month window is too long, and that is how a lot of people end up with stuff, with disease and all sorts of problem. Like, you guys should make sure that you get tested. You should make sure that you do STI 9. You should make sure that you do your HIV test. You should make sure that you also use a condom if you're not sure of your partner. Do not sleep around with people without having do a test. Do not sleep around with people. If somebody takes off the condom and you live in a country where you can take them to court or sue them, or you decide you were violated, do it, because it's actually a crime. Anybody that takes off the condom on you, they basically don't respect your health. They don't respect you. They don't care about you because you don't even know what they have and they took off a condom on you. That is totally wrong. So make sure that you get tested with your partner. Make sure that if it's that you're promiscuous, you could always get PrEP, right? So PEP and PrEP is in Jamaica right now, and they're giving it away free in the clinics. I don't take it because I'm not so active, and I always, like, whoever I'm seeing, I would just ask them to just do a test. So I don't necessarily take it, but I mean, if you're promiscuous and especially if you're in the rainbow community, I would advise that you take it, if you're really promiscuous. And if you're one of those girls that, you do cross men, even though these days we don't even know which men are crossing over, which men are, so, if you feel like you want to take it, you could always get it at the clinics, and it's free of cost. You just go there, sign up, and just pick up your supply. And it's nothing wrong with taking PrEP. It's nothing wrong with taking PEP. Sometimes I do think I want to go on it, but because I'm so boring and lame, yes, I'm lame these days, I don't go on it because I know I'm not taking it for no good reason, because I'm just home playing with my toys basically most days. So like if you're promiscuous or if you have a bunch of partners, I advise that you take it to protect yourself, because HIV is a virus and you can't get rid of it. I mean, it goes undetectable, but you basically can't get rid of it overall, and it's really bad to take medications every day. I never taken the medications every day. I don't know what it's like, but I watch a lot of documentaries on these stuff, because as stated, I'm free within my body and my sexuality and my vagina health, so I try to educate myself on stuff to protect myself from ever being in those positions or ever being in certain situation where I need to go through stuff like that, so yeah, take prep, take pep if you have to, and yeah, use a condom too. Like, if you want to feel raw and you're unsure, you use a condom. Like, use condoms. Don't be ashamed to use condoms. Don't be ashamed. Like, use a condom every time if you can. The thing is that a lot of people think that I'm not the type of girl that is open about my sexual health and my vagina health. Like, plenty times on my TikTok lives, I be actually having these conversations with my friends, my just friends over there, and I would just like talk about my vagina health, and we have open discussion about vagina health, and I'm very open about stuff like this. I'm very open with getting tested. I'm very open with taking care of myself. And something that I used to notice too, when I used to have these conversations, and I used to tell young people and tell others to, like, take care of themselves, get tested, whenever, I noticed there would be a group of people that would come over there and try to criminalize me to make me feel bad for talking about these things. Because regular, as usual, you're going to have Jamaicans that switch it around. So if you're doing something good, they make it look like you're doing something bad, because they're very demonic. And I used to remember plenty times I used to be over there just talking about HIV, telling them about STIs, telling them about yeast, stuff like that, and you just come on and just bash me and say that, oh, it's because you're sick. Yeah, it's because you're sick. Why are you talking about this? It's the ignorance in this culture. It's so sickening, because how can you have a problem with somebody spreading education and knowledge about STIs? If anybody's supposed to study about STIs, it should be me. Even when I was dancing, I used to have to do tests. When I used to dance at Shades, I used to have to do tests. That was years ago, like 8 years ago though. And Mr. Cameron, RIP to Mr. Cameron. Mr. Cameron used to always let his dancers do tests. And if you have HIV, you can't work. You have to always do your test. And if you have any issue, you have to get rid of that. That was the place that I was working that teach me say you can even get infection from people's mouth. Yes, I had to go to the doctor and that was where I found out that you can get infection from people's mouth. So if anybody to tell you guys about STIs and tell you guys about disease, it should be an ex-worker, it should be an adult star, a current star, because we are the ones that are mainly getting tested and stuff like that, and mainly having to educate ourselves on STIs. There are STIs that are popular in America that you guys don't know here, because we as adult stars, we have to do, because it's so much partners going around, like we have to know whenever something new come out or whatever it is. So if anybody to tell you anything about diseases, it should be an adult star. I don't know what is wrong with people. I really don't understand what is wrong with people, why people always try to bash people for every little thing and look down on people. Also too, yeah, I remember I was telling a story about a little girl that got HIV. I remember they took my video and they was bashing me. It was mainly Jamaicans that was bashing me, and there was a few people in the comment section saying that, well, if we're supposed to take advice from anybody, it would be an adult star, because adult star get tested often. But based on what I noticed with Jamaicans, I think they think that people like that are adult stars, they think that we just go around and sleep around with everybody and we do it unprotected and raw, and that's really not the reality. Because if you done that, you'd be messing up like $1 trillion business, and there's no production company or nobody at all that works mainstream that is making a shitload of money that is going to allow one single careless person to mash up their business and their money. It's impossible. possible. You know, you're sleeping with an adult star, you're very much safe. You don't have nothing at all to worry about. If you even notice in the Diddy trial, you would notice that most of the adult stars that was sleeping with his girlfriend, you would notice that they did not get tested simply because they know that the adult stars would be clean, right? Even one of the adult stars did mention that they didn't get tested. The girl said that he should not get tested because, well, Diddy said that it don't matter if you get tested because, well, he's an adult star and he would most likely be clean, you know. So yeah, I just need to be able to understand that, you know, and stop shaming people, especially women. Stop shaming other women for talking about their vagina and their vagina health. Like, there's nothing wrong with catching a yeast. There's nothing wrong with having BV, you know, as long as you know how to handle it. You know, I'm so sick and tired of women shaming women for certain stuff and making it look like the woman is at fault. Like, it's so insane, you know. Anyways, guys, that's it for the 2026. Make sure you get tested. Make sure that you get tested. Make sure that you get tested. Make sure that you get tested. Make sure you get tested. Eat healthy.